Hey, I hope you're doing well today. And today I want to show you version 3 of the YouTube automation that I've been making here. And this will find all the best videos for whatever you want to search for, deliver them all to you in just seconds. So let's get into it. So believe it or not, I've actually been selling this YouTube automation to quite a lot of people in the last few weeks. So there seems to be quite a lot of interest for it. And this is like with hobbyists, with business owners, and people who just need a lot of data. First things first, you'll see I have a webhook over here. So I'll come over to my web app called KenTube, okay? And I'll just open this little thing up here and we'll just search for whatever the hell we want, to be honest. So let's just say AI agents, okay? We'll put that in, let that execute. All right, success, beautiful. That's on the way. Now we'll jump back over here and I'll jump over to executions and we should see it running just over here. And just ignore all these errors. You know, this was me fixing things up before and everything. But we can see it running here. And then shortly, we're going to start seeing some data come in as well. And I'm just using Supabase for this, okay? So you've seen me use, you've probably seen me use like Airtable in the past, and I've used Excel and things like that. But Supabase is just so much better. You know, it's so much better for everything. And plus, I like to connect web apps and everything, so it's just absolutely perfect. So we should start seeing some data come in shortly. All right, so now we have all those videos in here now in our Supabase table. And then, yeah, when we're in the web app as well, just to see all the information, we can go through here, we can filter by most viewed, or we can go by most liked or outliers. So we can see videos that are performing really well, but actually have low subscribers. All right, so then we can also go through some shorts and see the shorts as well. And yeah, so this one actually took nearly 3 minutes. And I just remembered because I added a text classifier in here, and that's being used to like block out any videos that aren't in English. So let's go through how this is all set up. So first things first, we're starting off with a webhook, okay? So if we open this up, there's nothing special or fancy going on here, okay? So obviously now we do have the production URL, and I've just set it to an HTTP post method, okay? The path, which is editable, I've just put this as YouTube just so I recognize it as well. Authentication, this is pretty important. Now that everyone on the internet's going to see it, I better set it up so we can set that up with just a basic auth and have my username and password in there. But we can see right here the message that I sent from my web app. We can see the body and then the message, and it says funny anime. So that was my query that I sent via the web app. Okay, so through this little thing right here, and that's being received here as funny anime. Okay, so then that's what's executing this via that query that I've sent. So now if we come back here again, we'll see, so I won't go through all three because they're all very, very similar, but some of them just have different parameters to take different types of videos and different times as well. So we come up here to these HTTP requests. Now, a lot of people ask as well, why don't you use the official YouTube ones based on these ones right here, right? So if we actually look at these and we go get video, and even if we go to get many, we don't have enough parameters that we can set in here that would actually allow me to get the things that I want, okay? And quite importantly as well is that's video duration. So looking in here, okay, so we're just doing a get method, the URL, setting it to the endpoint here, okay, which is just YouTube/v3/search ? Then we're just adding our credentials, okay, so I'll actually go through credentials and how to set that up as well. And then the query parameters. So the max results is 50, okay. Unfortunately, yeah, you won't get more than 50 using the YouTube data API, but we can get around that as well, and I'll show you again shortly. The region code I've set to the US, and of course, if you want specific videos from your country, then you would use the region code from your country. Q is just for the query, okay? So I'm using the expression that I received from my webhook, and that's going straight into the value right here. So as you can see, it's funny anime, and that's important because that's what it's going to search on YouTube and script the videos about as well. Now, this is where I've changed things up as well. So I've actually set an order by view count. Now, before I set this for relevance, and there's nothing wrong with that, relevance also works extremely well. However, what I find is that I'm getting all these videos which aren't even, that don't really have many views as well. Now, if we order by view count, we are getting all the videos with the highest view counts for this search term, okay, for funny anime. And that's more important to me because then I can start to fiddle around with it a little bit and start to filter out things I don't need. I want the highest performing videos, okay? So now if we go to publish after, you'll see I have an expression in here. Now if I open that up, the result is just the 2025-03-11. Now today is the 15th for me, okay? So basically what this is doing is getting videos from the last 4 days. Yeah, so it's actually scraping the best videos, the highest view counts that have been published in the last 4 days. Relevance language, set this to English as well. The video duration on this one I've set to long. So with the video duration, you have 3 different parameters. So you have short, you have medium, and you have long, okay? Now short are going to be videos, under a minute. I think so, or a minute and 30 seconds or something. And then you have videos from medium, which are more like, I think 4 minutes to 20 minutes. And then for long, it's like 20 minutes and above, okay? Now to use this parameter, you also need to bundle it with type video. Otherwise it just won't work. So you need to make sure both of these parameters, if you do want to use it, both of them are also in this HTTP request for YouTube. So going on here, you'll see right here that I actually have an extra one. So what I've done here is, rather than using a page token, I just use these parameters right here. So I use publish after and publish before. So if you remember before, the dates were from 4 days ago. So it was from like the 11th to the 15th. Now for this one, it's from the 3rd to the 7th. So we have videos from the 7th all the way up to today, which is the 15th. Those are all the videos which I'm scraping at the moment. And then everything here is very similar, okay? It's just a difference between the dates. So the videos that were published within these dates will be scraped. And then on the other node, it'll be the videos from the 11th until today, okay? So we're getting 50 videos of each. Now moving along, we want to merge these as well. So what's going to happen is this is going to execute, send the data up to the merge, it'll wait, and then it'll execute this one right here. And then this will also send it up to the merge, and then it'll continue with the process. So then after that, I'm just using a split out. So I'm actually going to grab the data here as well so we can see it properly. So let's just let that load a sec, copy that over, unpin. All right. So as you can see, all the data is coming up, hitting the merge node. Merge node is continuing it. And for the merge node, we just have it set to append, and we have 2 inputs, okay? It's coming down to the split out, and the split out is just splitting out by items. So if we look over here and we actually close this, okay, or these, we can see all the items and all the things that we actually need are within this item. So that's the field we want to be dragging here, okay? Because what's inside here are these right here, okay? And then that's going to allow us to use the next step. So this now is actually getting the data for those videos, okay? So initially what we were doing, we're getting the video IDs. This is all we wanted, okay? We're just video IDs. But with those video IDs, that allows us now to get this kind of information. So we go from a video ID, and now we're getting things like titles, we're getting the channel ID, we can see the publish date, we can see the description right here, and this is getting all the information. And if I come down a little bit as well, and here we go, we have statistics, so we see the view count, see the like count, favorites, well, that's always 0, and the comment count as well. And that is allowing us to see all that information per video based on the video ID. So you can see right here, I have parameters, right? I have the ID, and what I'm putting in here is the expression. So I'm just putting in this right here, dragging it across, okay? And that's actually showing the video ID right here. So now if I executed that, that's gonna run for that particular video ID and actually display all that data for us to see, okay? Now for the part right here, this you actually have to add as well, because if you don't add this, you won't actually get this certain information that we're seeing on the right-hand side right here. So we can see content details, and it has to be also spelled like this. So don't just like type it in all caps or lowercase only. Content details with a capital D right here, that's how you have to have it. Have a space, snippet, space, statistics. Because if we actually look here, the reason why that is because if we look here, we can see statistics. If we didn't put this in here, okay, this wouldn't show. So we wouldn't even get any of that data. And also if we look at snippet, okay, which is this one right here. This as well, all this information here wouldn't show if we didn't put that in. Here is the key, okay, and you're just adding your Google API key in here. You'd paste that in, run that, and everything would run. And of course, you want to have your credentials set up as well, okay? And as I said before, I'll get into that in a sec as well. So I'm splitting it again because we're getting these items, as you can see here, we're getting all these items, and I'm just getting that item, putting it in here as a field to split. And once those items are split, everything here is a lot easier to use in the next node, okay? So just think about it like that. So if we come down here, you'll see that I have a set node. So as you can see here, I have the title, I have the views, likes, comments, the ID, the video ID, as we saw before as well. And then I just have the publish date, and then also the channel ID. And this is very important because we're going to see that in a sec as well. So after doing this, the set node, from all this data here, which is just a mess of data, right? We can't see, clearly really what's going on. We're left now with a very clear set of data where we can see the title, the views, the likes, the comments, video ID, dates, channel ID, very, very easily. Now I have a code node, and all this node is doing, okay, is you see this ID right here. Since we don't really get YouTube URLs from the data, what I've done here instead was just build the URL. So we can see this URL right here. So we can see right here, see the HTTPS, .com/watch ? And then we can see it putting in the actual video ID, which is this right here. And that's generating a YouTube URL. And that, obviously allows us then, once we have it over on our web app or in our Airtable or Excel or wherever the hell we put it, we're getting, links that we can actually click. So I could actually click that right now and watch it, you see? Then over here, we just have an if node. So all this is doing is I'm just wanting to, filter out any videos below 2,000 views. Now, 2,000 views might sound like a really low number, and it is, I won't lie, it is, but it really depends on the niche, on what you're searching as well. For something like N8N, where it's not going to get 30 million views for a video, right? It's a smaller crowd, it's a very specific type of audience. 2,000 might still be appropriate, but if it was something like, you were doing Mr. Beast videos or something, you wouldn't do 2,000, all right? It'd be in the millions that you would filter by, okay? And then the text classifier. So all this is doing, okay, we just have the category set to English. I put in the title, so I've just dragged this over here, which gives us this expression right here. Now, all I've said is check if the title contains exclusively English characters and no Hindi. All right, so for this one right here, you'll see that I am actually using the YouTube node by N8N. Now, the reason why that is because all I need in this case is just to get the channel ID. So that's why previously you saw me get the channel ID. And this is for the specific reason, because using the channel ID for this one will give us different data as well. So if we actually scroll down, right here, statistics. So this is now the view count of their whole channel, not a specific video, of their whole channel. But what I want is this right here, subscriber count. So this is going to be very important. And then after this, I'm just putting in that there. This is even unnecessary. It's not really needed, but I just couldn't be bothered looking for it again, just so I had it there. And that's just giving all the subscriber counts for all the videos, okay, for all those channels. And that's just being uploaded straight to Supabase, okay? So we can see the Supabase here, and everything is here ready to go. And everything we can see is sent. You'll see the performance is null. And the reason why that is because the calculation that's actually happening is not within Supabase or within N8N. I'm calculating it through the web app to generate these outliers and normal videos and everything through the code, okay? Now, if we come down here, so you'll see before that I had this one set to long for the video duration. But if we come down here, this one here I've set to medium, okay? And then this one below it I've set to short. There we go, okay? So that just allows us now to get all types of videos, the long videos, medium videos, shorts and short videos as well. And that way we're getting a lot more videos, but we're also getting various different types, okay? Because outliers can be found anywhere, so you really don't want to miss anything if you can help it. Google Cloud Console. So what I want you to do is you go to Google Cloud Console, all right? You get logged in, you registered, whatever. Okay, you're going to make a project. So we just make a project. Okay, let's just make a new one. Hi YouTube. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'll bring back a YouTube node here as well. Get that. And where is he going? There he is. We'll click this. Now, obviously I already have a credential here, but I'll just pretend like I don't. Create new credential, and we'll just leave this open. Okay, just leave this up on the screen. Come back over to Google Cloud Console. First thing we want to do, search up YouTube Data API, and you'll see it pop up right here. Click on that. We want to click enable, and then, oh yeah, I didn't select my project before. So just select the project that you made previously. Wait for this to load up. Takes a little bit sometimes. All right, so you've activated that. It should be around here somewhere. And we just want to go to the OAuth consent screen, and we'll click on get started. And now we can just make like our app information. Don't worry about this as well. I'm just going to say, actually, I don't think we're allowed to have that, but we might be able to. Let's see. We have the email. Click next. We want to click on external. Click next again. Put in our email address. Fortunately, we've got to type it in manually this time. We'll click next again, and then I agree, and then create. All right, now we want to jump over to, which one is it? Branding, yeah. Or was that the one I just clicked? No, this is it. All right, so we should be here now, and all we're going to do is we're going to come down, and we should have all our information here already. We're going to click on this add domain here. We want to put in n8n.cloud, and then just click save. Let that load up again. I swear to God, this thing is so slow on bloody Google. All right, that's done. Pop on down to audience, and you'll see like publish app and everything like that. Don't worry about that. What we want to do though, and this is extremely important, see this test users right here? We want to add a user, okay? So the same email address, and we want to add that in, press save, okay? We need to have that to log in, otherwise it just won't work at all. And then what's in clients again? Anything here? Yep, right here. So this is where we're going to create the application type, which is a web application. And then the name, I'll just put whatever in there. Now, for the authorized redirect URIs, we're going to click on this, add, come back to N8N, and you see this OAuth redirect URL right here. Click on that, come back, paste that in, press create, and there we go. We have our client ID, and we have our client secret as well. So now we can just copy this, come back to N8N, put in the client ID right here, come back to here, get our client secret, pop that in here as well, and then we can actually sign in. So we'll click on sign in. I'm using the same email address to sign in. We want to click on continue and check select all, press continue again, and we're successful. Come back to N8N, boom, there we go. However, there's one more thing that we need, and that's the Google API. So we'll get out of here, okay? And this is where you'd be putting in for your get video data. We have the key and your API key. So we come back to Google Cloud Console again. So we've got that set up, which is terrific. But now we want to get the actual Google API key. And this is, fortunately, very, very easy as well. So let me just find it first. I mean, even I get lost around here, and I swear they just changed this again. So it can get a little bit confusing sometimes. Click on credentials, and we'll see here that I have no API keys, right? So we just want to click on create credentials, API key, wait for that to bloody load, and there we go. We have an API key. So all we're going to do is just copy this, okay? Come back to N8N, boom, paste that in right there, do it for all the nodes. All right, and there's just one more thing that you have to do, and you click on data access, and we're going to click on add or remove scopes. We're just going to put in YouTube Data API, click on that, and just going to click on select all rows and update. Now you probably won't use all of these, but you will be using some of these even if you want to access your own account, your own channel and everything like that as well. So it's going to be useful for you as well. Now we're just going to press save and you're good to go. You're all set. And then of course you're setting up your OpenAI credentials. Get all logged in. If you haven't seen that before, do watch my beginner video on starting and making your first agent, where I go through how to do all that. And that's the end of the video. So I hope you learned something today. Hopefully you can start scraping some YouTube videos and getting some golden nuggets in there as well, because I tell you, that's the way to grow on YouTube. I don't really like to do it personally, because I do like to make my own kind of videos, but If you want to grow extremely fast, it is the way to do it. Now, if you do want to pick up a template for yourself as well, I will be having it in my school community. Feel free to pick it up, or one of the several other templates, or go through some courses, learn some new things as well. I am here every day, literally every day, all day. And I mean, even look at the time right now, it's like 2:34 right now. Yes, I'm very tired, but this is what you got to do, and I love it anyway. Okay, so hope to see you there. If not, see you again next time.